To Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 76.
Yay!
We are 2 weeks away from Anime Expo. What? That's like the huge
That's
thing, if you hadn't heard of it.
the wow.
We are live, so if you're joining us live, join us in the live chat. And if you're watching later, no worries, comment down below. And getting to introductions. Hello, I am Carrie Lane.
And I'm Katie Cullen.
And we will be talking about some exciting anime coming to theaters, Anime Expo announcements. We got some Overwatch, so stick around for that. And, that Demon Slayer finale.
We're going to do Overwatch after Demon Slayer today, so y'all know.
Yes, so stick around for all of that.
Yes.
So let's get into it. So first off, things we are excited about.
There are so many.
There are so many.
And
we are always excited when anime is coming to theaters. So our first off announcement is GKids acquires some titles. So we're excited about that. And that is Chicken for Linda, which I'm like, that sounds like such a fun, quirky name. I'm like, okay.
That sounds adorable.
Yes. And so this is GKids acquired the North American distribution rights for a hand-painted animated drama comedy, Chicken for Linda. And that will, which will play in competition at this year's Annecy International Film Festival. So best of luck. That's exciting. And it was, so stay tuned for information on that. There we go. We'll release theatrically in 2024, which my goodness, this year is going by that will be here in no time.
Oh my God. What is time?
Right. And we will post some of those pictures on also follow this channel too on Twitter, NTATNB, and we'll post some pictures of the stuff we are talking about. But yes, so check that out. It has a really kind of, I said painted, and it has a very unique art style. And I figure if you're here, you like art.
Little watercolory, it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And then another title, more on the anime style, which I figure if you're all here, you like anime. Yeah. The new feature from Mob Psycho 100 director is going to be Blue Giant, and GKids acquired the distribution rights for that. And scrolling through, it opened in Japan in February, and it will come to North American theaters later this year. No official date yet, so make sure to follow GKids to be up to date on all that info.
Yes.
Yes. And
it all just sounds like fun.
Yes. Yeah. And looking over the chat, yes, we are live. Hi, all. Hello,
Indeed, we are.
Derek. Yes, we are. All right. And Katie, what else we got?
We're going to get into the first of our Anime Expo announcements. Well, the first of our Anime Expo announcements this week. We did have a few last week, so studios, companies, etc. are making for dang sure that we know all of their stuff in advance. And this one is Tokyo Pop announcing their plans and panels for Anime Expo 2023. For those of you unaware, Tokyo Pop is a manga publisher who has been around for so long, one of the old guard, as it were. We are looking at a Noir Caesar panel on Monday the 3rd, a Love panel on Tuesday the 4th, and of course Tokyo Pop has a booth in the Exposition Hall, number 1615. Stop by the booth located in the main exhibit hall for a variety of activities and show premiums, meet the editorial team, catch special guests in person, just all sorts of fun stuff. So definitely check out those Tokyo Pop panels. Should be a fun time.
Yes. If you're excited about certain things at Anime Expo, tweet at us what you're excited to check out. And let's get into, oh wait, there we go. Back to convention news. And there we go. Finding my press release. All right, Aniplex of America has announced their schedule of events, which Aniplex has quite a few big titles. So a couple things that y'all may know their names. On Saturday, we got the Fate Strange Fake Whispers of the Dawn world premiere. That's exciting for world premieres. Woohoo! We got Mashley, Magic and Muscles.
Mashal, yeah.
Mashal.
Yes.
Yes. And then we got Sunday, Disney Twisted Wonderland Anime Expo.
Ooh. That'll be
Right?
fun.
Those look so good.
Oh,
and a little title that we all know and love, Demon Slayer, is also on Sunday, July 2nd. They're doing a special event for that, and they're going to have some of the voice actors there, looks like. So that's exciting. And that'll be in the main events hall, and that's Sunday, at 4:30. And then looking over at Monday, we got the Ronin Kenshin US premiere, which is also, that's a big, exciting.
Yeah.
The Cineplex and A1 Pictures Industry panel is on Monday, 11:30. My Love Story with Yamada-kun at LV999. An event presented by Aniplex of America. And we also got Rascal Does Not Dream of Sister Venturing Out, presented by Cloverworks. That looks like that's closing out the day on Monday. So that's exciting for if you're interested in some of those, which those are some very big titles. So
It's still so wild to me that Sunday is the big day this year. Sunday is the Saturday for this Anime Expo.
Yeah, go figure. Yeah. But
it's a little
excited.
Wild, but I'm here for it. Like, we go nuts. We are continuing with our Anime Expo announcements with Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll announces plans for its biggest Anime Expo ever. We are looking at over 20 panels and premieres of different Crunchyroll properties, including Jujutsu Kaisen, Spy Family, Horimiya the Missing Pieces, and more, and dropping exclusive merch, including Sokuro anime skate decks, for those of you who are really into the skate deck scene, and a reprint of the Team Liquid and Naruto 20-year anniversary collection, for those of you who are into Naruto and also the esports scene. I know there's a Venn diagram overlap. I see you out there. But they are doing so much, you guys. All day on the 2nd, Crunchyroll will take over the Platinum Ballroom in the JW Marriott and dress it in orange to create the Crunchyroll stage at the JW Marriott, where world-renowned creators from MAPPA will discuss the biggest names in anime, including Hell's Paradise, for those of you who have been super into that show. Sharing center stage. That's a tongue twister. Our all-new titles Metallic Rogue from Studio Bones and Kami Arabi God.app from Nier creator Yoko Taro. The orange spotlight will also be on world and international premieres for Bungo Stray Dogs Season 5, Link Click Season 2, and Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2, each accompanied by discussions with series creators. And even in between panels, it's an all-day party. DJ entertainment from Otaku Passport, audience games, contests, swag, giveaways, prizes, all sorts of fun stuff. It looks like there's an interactive puzzle event. There's also a number of panels. Again, we mentioned Jujutsu Kaisen, Horimiya, and Spy Family. They're also doing panels for, those looking to get a jump on Crunchyroll's packed summer season can catch world and international premieres for Undead Murder Farce, The Rising of Shield Hero Season 3. I know you've been watching that. And Rent a Girlfriend Season 3, and many more. There is also, of course, the show floor. Their booth is number 3000. They'll have the Jujutsu Kaisen experience. They'll also have a Hell's Paradise photo op. They're just doing all sorts of stuff. There's all sorts of swag. They're setting up the Crunchyroll shop. Fans and subscribers can head to the Crunchyroll lounge at the JW Marriott's mixing room. They're not kidding about this being their biggest AX ever. Just
looking forward to it. That
there's
lounge,
so much.
They did that last year, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that to be back as well.
I feel like we need
there's plenty of other things too. But
I feel like we need to post this entire press release because there's so much. There's paragraphs in there that I'm skipping over. Like, there's a lot, you guys.
Yes. We'll make sure to follow Crunchyroll because then you're up to date on all the exciting things.
Absolutely.
And then we got, speaking of live events,
Crunchyroll.
Speaking of Crunchyroll and exciting events, Crunchyroll took over New York Times Square, which is pretty exciting. So they did that to celebrate the Swordsmith Village arc finale, which we will be discussing shortly. And so pretty much y'all probably have seen Times Square's image. It's, all the big screens they took over. There's footage already online. It looks super cool.
Yeah.
And
it's all of those billboards. It's audio. In one corner, there is that 3D billboard where it looks like what's in there is popping out. Like, Times Square is a sensory experience.
Yes.
So to have everything coordinated all at once is absolutely incredible. And for those of you who remember, this is not their first time Square Takeover. They did it with One Piece Red last year. So the fact that they're doing it for Demon Slayer, again, the fact that we're seeing anime in such a huge spotlight when, we kind of grew up with the $30 for 3 episodes at Media Play. They like this remains absolutely incredible.
Yes. Anime on anime on anime. Yes.
As you do.
Yes. So that was pretty awesome. And we'll post some pictures of that as well. And you can see it over on Crunchyroll. And I saw somebody's post of like someone getting a proposal at the event.
Oh, wow.
And imagine Demon Slayer all in your background and pictures like Nezuko watching. I was like, that's awesome.
I mean, if that was on purpose, absolutely.
And even if not, that was hilarious of like coincidental timing of that will make the best stories later. But I was gonna say, speaking of Nezuko and Demon Slayer, that finale!
Wow.
Say, raise your hand if you cried. I totally did.
Just the anime fake out. I swear to God, because this is it's very much one of those like when they start doing the here's the montage, here's the flashbacks, here's the this. It's the sort of we're gearing up for this person to straight up die. We are reminding you why you love them, and it was so hard to buy it because she's our deuteragonist. She is the other main character and the literal driving force for Tanjiro's everything. Like, if you take her out, you take the series and the motivation for the series out at the knees. This isn't revenge for Tanjiro. He doesn't want to go after Muzan because, this isn't a revenge story. This is I want to save my sister. If the sister dies in not unrelated, but different circumstances, then where's your driving force? Like, I could see where they were building up for the fake out. I really appreciated it, but I'm also sitting here going, they're not going to do it. Like, they're not.
I know, but I still had but this show has thrown some curveballs here and there that I'm like.
And this show is also a firm believer in plot armor for our core characters.
That too, because I'm like, well, there could be something. And then it was the lead up to her possibly dying. I was like, you can't be serious now. I'm like, no way. And then it's the afterwards, Tanjiro's like snot-filled face, and then like everybody coming together.
Everyone's just like, thank goodness. Like, are we okay? It's starting to feel a little Evangelion congratulations.
And then like the love Hashira, like, you guys are alive. Like all of them, like everybody building on him. Like I'm just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yes. We got Gigadera goes, this finale is so many notes. Oh yes, let us know your thoughts on the finale, because my goodness. That's a good point. Gigadera says, I did figure it out from the opening with the mouthpiece in the sunlight.
That's fair.
Good call. Very good observation there, and remembering that.
Demon Slayer likes to put everything from its opening in the show, or I guess everything from the season into the opening. So, I was a little surprised when this happened about the whole defeating the sun thing, but it tracks. It tracks because that's been what Muzan has been trying to do for 2 seasons at this point.
Also, we know that she's so
different,
unique and different. Like, she's the only demon so far we've probably encountered that's never eaten human flesh, because the doctor and her assistant, they drink blood, and they haven't killed people really, or at least not much. But Nezuko, nothing. So maybe that also makes her different.
We established early on that Nezuko can supplant the need to eat humans with sleep.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Charles Darcy says, one of the most emotional episodes of any anime I've seen. Even knowing Nezuko wasn't going to die, I still teared up. Yeah, it's the memories and the build up and the thought of everything he's worked for. I'm like,
it was well executed. I'm not going to argue that at all.
Yeah. I like this too. Yeah, Gigdare. Genya smiled. Yes, he did. Yes. Oh, hello. Noah Lara. This is a new name here, or at least I have
Hello.
not seen before. Hello. I was crying throughout the episode, especially the ending got me. Yes, and like when it's like the do you want to see everybody say like
The little
then
ticker
you're
tape
like
parade.
happy crying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think you're already like built up there too.
Because usually he just limps out of wherever the fight
Yes.
happened, some form of devastated at the end, emotionally devastated, physically devastated,
Yeah.
all of the above. Usually he just kind of limps away and goes, well, at least a lot of people survived and we managed to kill the demon, except the time that we didn't.
Yep.
This getting that level of gratitude was great.
We got, yes, much praise. The music in the episode too, both epic and sad.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Geek Derek, yeah. Calling back, Tanjiro's master did some kind of hypnosis while she slept, so yeah, maybe that also added to how she's different.
Yeah.
And then back to our interweaving of people, even if they're gone. We got Rengoku will be proud of Tanjiro. Yes,
Oh, you bet your ass.
absolutely. Oh,
The
and
other
save the
thing I
people.
kind of
Yes.
want to
Mm-hmm.
about Nezuko,
Yes.
and we're going to just put this up on the board.
Yeah.
I think actually the Demon Slayer board's over here. Trying to remember which way we orient for the bit.
Boards,
the timeline's on this side. The theories are over here. Don't ever give me a swivel chair. I'm a menace. The other thing I want to pop up here is because up here, big Monday energy, is because we've had such a focus, especially this season, on being descended from that really great swordsman. We have that sword that's 300 years old that we had in the doll. We had the doll that was the recreation of him and that needed 6 arms to fully recreate the techniques that he was capable of. We have one Hashira confirmed to be descended from him, another one implied, and we have the Tanjiro's family memories, essentially, of his great however many ancestor meeting the dude. So heavy implications that yes, Tanjiro is a descendant or involved somehow. There's something going on there. Nezuko's his sister, so she's got the same bloodline thing happening, which is probably what's messing with the demon blood. Just gonna right there, right
on the board. I like it.
You know, put that right here.
Yep.
It's on the board.
I appreciate this too. Gig Derek says it's been a while since I've seen Tanjiro kill a demon with no remorse or sympathy. Yeah, he was like, fuck you, like no other. And I was like, yes, like we love how good and well-intentioned this young man is and like can have sympathy for pretty much anything. But at this point, he's like, nah. And then I really appreciated how we got more of that backstory and be like, no, there is nothing forgivable or redeemable about this person. He's a crazy murderer.
It's like, it's entirely possible that, like, a little further back, like, if he'd had support, if something had been better, we don't know what the rest of his backstory was like. We got his relatively recent life as a human and, like, oh, okay. Just like, no. There's people people deserve second chances if they want them. Like, if you're going to take it and yeet it out the window, maybe you don't get another one. Maybe you don't get another one.
And he's also doing the it wasn't me. And you're like,
it was these hands.
Yes.
Like, catch those fucking hands.
Yeah. Charles says, yeah, Nezuko's been using her sun-like blood fire powers for a while now, too. That's true. We hadn't thought of him as sun, but that totally makes sense. Like fire. Yes. Then the toxicity of this guy. Yes.
And the powers working with the Hinokami Kagero, which is sun breathing. There's that. That's a very good point. Yeah. But no.
I laughed at Hang's chasing Tanjiro, and when he tells Nezuko to run.
Haga Nezuko being done with everything was so funny. It's like, what did you do with the sword? I killed a demon and you broke the sword, right? Like, okay, everyone's traumatized here. Everyone's traumatized here.
I like the other people going, no, it's fine. It's right here.
It's right here. And just Muichiro throwing him the sword with Haga Nezuko going, it's not done yet. I've only got it to its first form. Like,
Yep.
Okay, so we use Chekhov's gun and we're putting it back on the mantle. I love this. I love this. Let's go.
And actually, too, when they were saying goodbye, and we got our little kid swordsmith. Oh, are you having feelings now? And are you embarrassed?
Are you embarrassed? Are you having a feeling?
Oh, I love that so much too.
That precocious, insufferable, beautiful child whom I adore.
Yes.
Just bless him.
Yeah. And then I like the mayor going, hey, and Tandro came all this way to tell you something. You gotta stop being a brat.
He came all this way to say thank you, jerk.
Yeah. And then yes, we also got those 3 villagers being so grateful that Tandro saved them was so sweet. Yes. And then they're like helping him up and they're like, oh no.
All of them running together kind of ended me. It's like split
really?
up, split up, split up, split.
Run zigzaggy, not just a Yep.
I mean, no, the straight line is better. Zigzag just loses you distance when you have a pursuer as opposed to someone with projectiles. But like,
true,
no, you split up.
Yeah.
That way only one person dies instead of everyone.
Yes. Yep, Tandro finally got his solid win and a hero's farewell from the village. Yes.
We didn't get... I think the part where I kind of went, but where's the rest of it, is getting any wrap-up from any of the other characters. Like, we had this fantastic little send-off scene for Tanjiro, and then it's like, where are our Hashira? Where is Genya? Where is literally everyone else that we've spent this entire season with? Are they staying? Did they already leave? Are they recovering? Like, what is happening here? And it there was nothing.
I noticed that too, because I was like, wait, where's our Hashira? They're fine, right?
Like excuse me, to them. Where is the boy ever? Yeah. Where is the boy? I was very happy to see the boy again.
Yes. I think it's going to be...
New favorite.
I think it's going to be one of those, we get to the next season and they're like, oh yeah, we popped on over to go recover while you were sleeping.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
This is what happened while you were unconscious.
Yes.
And the Inosuke and Zenitsu also went their separate ways while you were unconscious.
Yes, there we go. Gigdar says, yeah, you think everyone would be headed for the Butterfly Mansion because team got hurt? Yes. I think they are, yes.
The other thing I was wondering about, and this was the piece where I wanted to slot this into place, and it didn't, at least it didn't on screen, was we have a very poisoned Muichiro, and we have Nezuko who burns out poisons, which is a skill that I don't think the larger Demon Slayer organization knows about, unless our sound Hashira bothered to tell them. But I think he fucked off into the sunset with his 3 wives, and I'm not going to blame him.
Yep.
But like, I don't think that's something that they know, and I think that's that connective tissue that's missing between our head of the organization, who is very obviously demon poisoned.
Yes.
And
oh
our
my gosh,
demon
I've been waiting for that too. I'm
like, she may not be able to save him. He is probably going to be too far gone by the time they get anyone there. And again, getting people to that house is much the same process of getting people to the Swordsmith Village. It has to be kept a huge secret. Yeah. But I had thought that, like, okay, we have a poisoned Hashira. We know how to fix this. Let's do this on screen so that way the knowledge can get out there. And then it doesn't. And that, it feels like another missing piece to me. And I realized they had a lot to do in an hour. But it just, it feels like that little bit of, we really could have used that little bit of connective tissue so that the information gets out into the Demon Slayer core, up to the top where it needs to go.
Because I was just thinking of who witnessed it, because did Tanjiro got to see that happen, right?
Yeah. Tanjiro,
because I feel like
Inosuke,
he's going to have a moment and be like, oh yeah, he's going to...
Yeah, no, they all witnessed it happen. Yeah. It's the only reason anyone survived that fight at all.
Yeah, so...
But I don't think any of... none of the kids have any sway with the top brass. None of the kids are going to be able to send a message and have it be heard. A Hashira going, this is need-to-know information, is going to be
Yeah.
heard. The question is whether or not he did it. And I
Yeah.
don't think he did. And I don't blame him
Oh,
for being like, nah, we done.
yes. What'd you? Oh,
That's redacted?
to this part, that comment was after we did get the
Yeah.
backstory of Muzan finally. Okay, wait. So Charles, what do you mean that's redacted?
Yeah,
Like,
what exactly? Define that. What exactly is redacted?
yeah, exactly. Come.
In the meantime,
respond to that.
Muzan's backstory. Ways not to respond to your chronic illness. Number 1, murder. Number 2, also murder. Number 3, mass murder. Like, he was dealt such a shit hand and then dealt with it. Even only villains do that.
Yep. Yep.
You know?
Absolutely. Yep. He has the. I liked getting his backstory and getting context of like how old is this guy? Because now we're like, oh, okay, he's definitely old, and his process and his motivation a little bit more, but and
I get
referring to the Demon Slayer Master. What's wrong with him? Okay, well, I guess we'll see. And then yes, I did this. We're not on this, but I'm like, yes. Wait till Laura says, wait till our Thunder Boy hears about Nezuko. Lord help us all.
Like, oh yeah, that guy. Like, I missed him, but also I didn't miss him. You know?
Maybe he'll have some character growth. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I don't.
Sorry, not sorry, anyway. Zenitsu fans.
Zenitsu fans know what they're in for.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get on anyone's case for being a fan of any given character. Like, we are all very much capable of media analysis. We all have our own tastes. Like, that's fine. If anyone comes up to me and says, "Oh, this person is correct and has no flaws ever," I'm gonna judge. Everyone has flaws. Yours is media analysis. Like, I feel for Muzan having a debilitating illness with a bleak prognosis. Like, that is not an easy situation. That is not, that's news you don't ever want to get. He's very obviously in continual pain. Like, again, I feel for that. That is so rough. The line kind of stops at murder being the answer, especially murder with like the only doctor who seems to be willing to work with you. And then, I killed him. And I found out like 2 days later that it was actually working.
Yes.
This entire series is everyone else has to deal with the consequences of Muzan's actions. Everyone.
One thing that I did think was kind of interesting, I'm like, I hadn't thought of it that way, is now that he's found his way to possibly get the safety from the sun, I don't need to make more demons. Okay. Like, that just felt like an interesting motive shift. Like, we didn't really know if he had a motive to make others. So now it's all right, now I don't need to make the other bigger one. Oh, okay. I don't know. It's just kind of like,
I mean, it wasn't for company. It was just, he obviously doesn't care about any of them. It was just using all of them to be like, are you going to be the one that gives me what I need? Are you going to be the one that gives me what I need? Like,
so the question is, if he's making less of them, are less humans dying, or is he just going to become even more of a problem? Or both?
He is going to be more of a problem if he does manage to get,
Yes.
So yeah, I kind of love that demons are basically vampires.
Yeah.
Like, didn't think about it that way, but demons are basically vampires. The bit that I want to know, because once again, we have missing connective tissue, is who figured out that steel forged a certain way would kill a demon? Where does that bit come in? Because this becomes, now that we have, he was the original one, it was a result of some weird medicine, possibly mixing with his condition, possibly not, who knows? But we know he's able to spread it through his own blood. Like, who figured it out? It feels less mythological now and more like, all right, someone had to have figured it out. Someone's doing the thing. Obviously, that's the family that's the head of the Demon Slayer Corps, but like, I still want that.
I hope we
Especially
get
since
that
we have,
backstory. Yeah.
especially since we have, someone in the chat's going to know this better than I am. Now that we have the name of the era that he was in, like how long has Muzan been around?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Because we
heard
have
the name, but I'm like, I don't know the math.
and we have this legendary swordsman from like 300 years ago. Is it possible that he was involved with the inception of this? Is it possible that it was, does the Demon Slayer Corps predate this swordsman? How long has Muzan been around? Again, we got the timeline here. I'm trying to add more stuff to it.
So if anyone paid attention on the name, oh, okay, thank you. There we go.
Someone's got to know.
So Heian era was late 800s to the late 1200s. So
and then the Taisho era is
Muzan's around 1000.
Okay, so our 300 years ago swordsman was not there for the inception. Gotcha. No. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you. Yeah, because that is one of the. Well, if we bothered to get the backstory on Muzan, I would hope maybe during the next training arc situation, it'll be so let me tell you about how Demon Slayers got started.
Yeah,
I feel that could be a thing.
That. I feel like another missing piece. Yeah, Taisho. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so he's been around for the hottest of minutes.
Yes,
the hottest of minutes. So that's interesting. I'm hoping that we'll get like the genesis of the core in this next arc, and I'm hoping that we will get the deal with the legendary swordsman once we face his ass down as the top one. Like it's him. It's gotta be him.
All right, we also got the original Sun Breather is Sengoku era, which is the 1400s and 1500s.
So again,
still a while after.
400 years ago at that point. But yeah.
Okay, I do want to talk about this too. Good point, Gig Dare. Transforming to kid to adult with the blood demon art fashion. I got the
clothes popping up.
But the clothes, the clothes seem like, what
demon art I love
is this one? No, I loved it too, but it was one of those, what is
that? The blood demon art is, I am the OG, I can do whatever I want.
Pretty much. I felt it was a presentation magic, essentially, idea. Maybe. Like how he's presented, and thus clothing could be part of that. But then that means, question, if his clothes get cut, does he feel it because the way he made it? I don't know.
I think we're all thinking a little too hard about this.
Way too hard. But
yeah. And I say this as someone who has the lore and the timeline. That's rude but funny. And I say that as someone who spent a very long time calling him Anime Michael Jackson because I couldn't remember his name.
Oh, and
we still call him that in this house. Man.
No, the way he does, and it's one of those, even if it's only subconscious, the mangaka was like, Michael Jackson. Yeah, like in the back, yes. In the
sketching panels, like, hey. I never said I was a good person. Anyway,
but also the fashion does look like that. I'm like, you're not the only one. Plenty of people think that too. Yes.
I feel so bad for the adults that took him in, and just all of them dealing
killed
with
them so quick. So yes, Muzan priorities: kick both corpses on the way out, but don't step on the books, and make sure to close the door behind you.
Well, yeah, if you close the door behind, I would say if you close the door behind you, no one notices, but like the blood spatter on the shade is gonna...
No. Well, and it was also a nice confirmation of how he was the adult and the child, because we hadn't really seen the switch of like, oh, okay, cool.
We knew that from last season, but just having the straight up and
yeah. Or at least not, we hadn't really seen we saw A and C. We didn't see the B process.
Yeah. But yeah, again, I feel so bad for these people because they're...
At least it was quick. It was quick. Yes. Continuing the joke. If anything, Muzan probably moonwalked his way back to his castle.
Well, it would have had to do it under the light of the moon. It was
Yeah,
still
it was a
daytime when he was
moonwalk.
doing this.
We like puns on this show too.
It was still daytime when
Yep.
he was doing this. It's
Yep.
like, all right, I'm just gonna rip someone's head off in the middle of the day, and then whoop,
Yep.
whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, can you wait until I know you're happy? Can you wait until evening? You entire idiot!
Yeah.
Like, I have no respect for this guy.
Yeah, no.
Just none. Just none.
And then it doesn't matter. It's fine. They're probably all dead. True dad. There might not be really anybody else now at the house. So he doesn't care because he doesn't need that cover really anymore. So moving on. Yeah.
Just murder everyone and
we got to protect our girl. Though she can do a lot of her own protecting. And I sights on Nezuko.
I'm wondering about, because like we get the back and forth with his blood connecting him to other demons, which is why we got Daki seeing his memories of the swordsman, and he knows like where they all are. Wouldn't he know where Nezuko is? Wouldn't he know that that's where the swordsman village is? Like, how exactly does this little GPS on literally everyone work?
Well, maybe because she hasn't eaten human flesh, so she's not activated?
No, she's activated. That's how he knew.
No, like full activated. That he knows it's her. Right.
Mm-hmm. He had to have been. It sounds like he was keeping tabs on literally everyone.
Yeah.
Not even just with direct reports, just being like, all of them have my blood in them, so I can.
Maybe it's not fully activated?
He knows enough about her to know that she survived the sun. He is keeping tabs on probably all of them because the whole idea was
something where he
observation.
Could see it. He had something, but maybe via the upper rank demon, he was able to gather that information. His connection to the upper rank demon. That would be my guess.
I mean, they're all still connected to him.
Going back to that too. So she's outside of his hold. He can only see her then because of Hang Tengu was there. Yeah. So
okay, thank you.
Yes. And
that's good.
We'll go with that because he hasn't been able to keep track till now, but he didn't care until now. So I go with but I'm wondering the same connection. Yeah.
Then again, if that means he knows where the Swordsmith village is because he could follow Hantengu and the pot. What a terrible show. Hantengu and the pot. Weekends on the CW.
Speaking of, half of the upper six are dead, so it feels like we're cruising towards endgame.
Yeah, we got 2 of them this season. Holy hell.
Yeah. So,
well, the other 3 that are left have personalities, so they're going to be tougher to kill.
Yep. I'm excited.
And there is going to be some
very entertaining.
There is going to be some revenge for Akaza.
Yes. Yep.
I'm so bad at his name. It just no, there's going to be some level of revenge of you killed Rengoku. Foreseeing problems.
Speaking of foreseeing, I like how the doctor was able to predict that Nezuko will probably have those abilities. What did you think of her analysis of what it might mean that Nezuko stayed in a childlike state?
I think that her priority 1 is protecting Tanjiro. Like, priority 1 is not getting herself back. Priority 1 is making sure this guy doesn't die.
Yeah. I'd go with that.
Yeah.
Pot of greed and a whiny bitch.
Greed and a whiny bitch. Thank you for describing the entire plot of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well,
I'm just gonna keep that in my back pocket.
Well, this is a good point too. And Charles says only say the top 3 are legendary. Yes, it's gonna be work, but that's the whole point. That was the other thing with Nezuko having to change. We needed a shift in Tanjiro and Nezuko's dynamic because he can't have to keep worrying about her. She can fight on her own, but when they can be more of a team, it'll be even better, and everybody needs to keep leveling up. So yeah.
And then just from a storytelling standpoint, we started off with 12 of these pieces on the board. Like they were all going to be really difficult, as we do our level ups. We had a full arc about one of them, and then we wiped 4 of them off as a go. We had another arc about another one of them, and then that ended. So took 6 of the 12 off the board, introduced another, had another arc taking 1 out, had this arc taking 2 out. So it makes sense. It also makes sense that the ones that are left are going to be the ones with the most development, the most personality. Like we've seen Akaza since season 2, and the whole audience is like, hey, about that to him.
Yes.
Like you can like him all you want, but you can't deny that like you miss Rengoku a lot. And then we've gotten so much personality from our upper 2. And then of course our upper 1 is like, this is our legendary swordsman. If it's not him, it looks just like him for some unknown reason. So yeah, it makes sense that we are going to save the most the ones that we're saving for last have the most personality and the most investment. Because the more personality something has in a story, the harder it is to get rid of. And the more impactful it is when you do.
Yes.
So which just from a story, So just from a storytelling mechanic standpoint, it makes sense that the most interesting ones are the ones that are left.
I like the flamboyant one so much. I don't remember their name already, but
number 2,
how they bother the others so much makes
one fear. So like that one thinks sideways. And that is terrifying. Intriguing. Terrifying.
Yeah.
They also made Yutaro and Daki. Yes. So like they got an eye for things.
Yes. Upper 2 feels like he's going to be absolute filth. Yes. Probably. But I'm looking forward to all of it. Yes. All of it we're looking forward to. But I feel that summarizes. I'm sad that we're done with this for now. And when's the next season? Is it here yet?
I know, right? So going into this arc, I wanted to know more about the Mist Hashira. You wanted to know more about the Love Hashira. Are you happy with what you got?
Yeah, I thought it was great getting the backstory on both of them because it was context for these people that were like, okay. Actually, all of the Hashira, how we're introduced to them, they're really like these larger than life and still kind of flat at the same time at the beginning because you're just like, who are these people? And like they're because it is overwhelming for Tanjiro at the beginning, but getting who they are and how they came to be, you're like, oh shit.
But that's also 12 to 15 pieces on the board at the same time.
It is, which I totally get. It's like Sense8. If you guys haven't watched that one, it's an amazing show. But you get so many different characters, and so you have to stick with it to get the backstories and the context. And like this is another one of those shows that the longer we've been watching, the more depth we have of everybody. That you're like, this is a long haul show. You can't just hop in, and I'm so here for the ride. And yes, I'm happy to get all the other extra context on the people that were like, so how does this work? And also both of their fighting styles, because we wondered, so like how's that work?
The ribbon dancer.
Yeah. Yes. And then I did love that moment too. Gigaderic, love how Shira was so happy to see Nezuko in the sun. Yeah, they're all happy, and then she's like, what?
Like, wait a minute. Minute.
I was waiting for that moment too. I'm all, she's gonna be surprised. Yeah. Yes. What did you like getting that backstory for their?
Oh, I'm very pleased that we got the boy ever. I'm very pleased that like his arc was, what if we gave you your memories and your personality back? And then he just wound up being a complete smartass. I'm like, no, him, my new favorite. I like him. Like, oh, everything I enjoy in a character right there. Let's go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know more because of the whole from picking up a sword the first time to Hashira in 3 months. And it's like, oh, you do have the revenge story, but you just can't remember it because you're real hecked up. Like, okay.
Yes.
All right. This is all making more sense. No, I want to keep him now. He's amazing.
Yes.
And just thank you, Tanjiro, for giving back a part of me that I'd lost. And Tanjiro's over here like,
so what are you talking about?
I haven't seen you all night. What happened? Like, yes, I'm glad you're alive. And also, you said more than 2 words to me, and you thanked me, and you're talking like a person and not an automaton. And like, what happened here? Like, I got all my memories back.
we did not talk yet about the opening and ending songs.
Banger.
Yes, I was so excited because you start the episode and you go, oh, we have new music, we have new song. This is exciting. I
They're
was very
always,
happy with that.
all of them, bangers.
Yep.
Things that Demon Slayer is known for.
Yes. I will say the other random thing, connected / side note-ish, words. These kind of theme songs make me think of like Anime Expo and being at panels so much, like fans all watching together. I'm like, they just make me so excited.
Yeah.
So anybody else, if you have that experience, let me know. Leave a comment. Anything else you want to cover about the finale?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yes.
I think we got pretty much everything.
That's a good point. We might get more on the Hashira given the next arc in the anime. Yes.
Well, I'd hope so, because let's be real, the less we care about them, the easier it is to get rid of them mechanically. Also works with Hashira.
Yes.
Just saying.
Context. Yes. Oh, okay. Gigdare says opening is on my Spotify top 10. Man with a Mission always slaps. Nice.
That's fair.
All right.
But yeah, they made the point long ago that Hashira tend to drop like flies against the upper six. So like, no one, I say no one is safe like it's Game of Thrones. That's not true. We've got some plot armor for our main core, but like in terms of our Hashira circles,
yeah,
we made it pretty damn clear that no one of that rank is safe.
Yeah. Speaking of OPs, top 3 OP Lisa Amir. Sorry if I said that wrong. And season 3. Yes. Also, side note on that, we shared it on our Twitter. I'm like, wait, go check out our Twitter. Shared there was a opening for the Spider-Man Across the Universe, and it's a famous J-pop. I'm sorry if not. I'm like, somebody y'all would probably know. Go watch it. It's really good. Bringing you that Monday energy. If you're new here, that's what we got.
Pop.
I was like, yes, one of those. Yes. What will we cover for the summer? Okay, hold on.
We're going to figure that out.
We will figure that out.
You will find that out after Anime Expo.
Yes. Okay, so that covers it for Demon Slayer. You know, if you're new here, and welcome and thank you for enjoying the ride, you can go watch all the previous episodes where we covered all the episodes. And there we go. Thank you. My brain was not working. Lisa made a song.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. So that wraps up our Demon Slayer coverage. And back to that question, what we'll cover, stay tuned. And then for next week, we might have a special something in store. So stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel. And so you get the notification so you don't miss it. But now we put it to the end because we want to get to Demon Slayer. But we have Overwatch League as an anime. Also, stay tuned after that because we'll also give you other recommendations of other things you should watch and check out. So take it away.
We just shuffled around our slots because the segue was just too good to pass up there. But yes, for those of you who tuned in along with me, the mid-season madness was this past week. For those of you who are new here, hi, hello, I'm super into Overwatch League, so we talk about it because it really does have plot arcs like an anime. The mid-season madness is exactly what it sounds like. It is our mid-season global tournament. It took place in Seoul, Korea, so it took the top 4 US NA teams, technically. We still got London, though they did not go. And the top 2 APAC teams and took them to Seoul, Korea, except for the Hangzhou Spark, who were playing remotely. Cool. And we had a 6-team tournament. And, oh my God, as a Houston Outlaws fan, this was both wonderful and very rough, because I do have to say, congratulations to the Atlanta Reign. We want to talk about Overwatch League being an anime. We want to talk about the development of narratives. The Atlanta Reign have been the almost a bridesmaid, never a bride for tournaments in the league pretty much since their inception. They had an okay season 2 when they first started. Season 3, they were in the finals and they lost to the Shanghai Dragons. They were the runner-up, and that was Shanghai completing their narrative of going literally zero wins at all in the first season to being the league champions in season 3. So it's been a wild one. This is Atlanta Reign's, I believe, the first title in the franchise. It's not the first title for a lot of the players. I believe Fielder on their support line was on the Dallas Fuel, who were last year's champions during those championships, and I believe was also on another winning team the year before. Like, Fielder has gone from team to team to team and brought an exceptional performance with him every time. So I do have to hand it to the Atlanta Reign. It's been a very long time coming. They've played extremely well, and this meta was essentially tailor-made for them. And as much as we say, yes, every player on this team is important, every player in this team is solid in their role, Lip, who is one of their DPS and a top-tier, best-in-the-world Sombra player in a very Sombra-heavy meta, did a lot of tilting the needle for them, pulled a ton of weight for the Reign. So they played like crazy. Congratulations to them. Like, they are still completely undefeated in this season so far, both in the regular season and in tournament play. Did not lose a match. They've dropped some maps, but they did not lose a match. I have to say, as an Outlaws fan, we had a solid tournament right up until the end. That last match was not as close as I hoped it would be. Playing 2 matches back-to-back on the final day is never easy. Having to make that final step out of the loser's bracket, play that loser's bracket final, and then go into the finals is not an easy thing for any team to do. Doing that going up against the Reign, who have been, and we can say it now, unstoppable this half of the season, is also not an easy thing to do. So, I love you, Houston. You did so well. I'm sad, but I'm also very, very proud of my team. And those of you who have been here for a minute know that I've been a Houston Outlaws fan since season 1, and they've been cursed for like most of their tenure in this league. So having a season where they are good, and not only good, but contenders for the title, the second place team in all the league. That's not bad. I'm not going to knock it. We've had seasons where we managed nothing. We've had seasons where we didn't manage to get out of the bottom 3. So this is incredible for this team. I will take it. Most of their matches, with the exception of the matches they lost to the Reign, and then dropping 1 map against Florida in the losers finals, and also congratulations to the Florida Mayhem for taking 3rd place. Hell of a performance, hell of a losers bracket run. Y'all went nuts, and it was great to see. Their first 2 matches were a 3-0 against the Boston Uprising, which I was not expecting, and a 3-0 against the Soul Infernal. So everyone in this tournament just absolutely played their hearts out. Everyone brought their A games, even those 3-0s. They weren't complete rollovers like you would expect to see in a team mismatch. Like, we really did see the best of the best in the Midseason Madness tournament. And it was so great hearing the crowds cheer, seeing all the signs in the audience, because sign culture in the Overwatch League is alive, well, and absolutely hilarious. So props to these teams. Congratulations again, Atlanta Reign. We are taking a multi-week break. The summer half of the season will start up again in a few weeks. In the meantime, World Cup qualifiers are happening. For those of you who are interested in that and who want to root for Team USA, take a look at the Toronto Defiant lineup. That's most of the team that's going to be on Team USA, along with Super, who was a tank for the San Francisco Shock for several years before retiring from the league. So, yeah, we got World Cup coming up. That's always very fun.
Nice. Yeah. I'm like, I just watch from the sidelines as you explain it.
Yeah, again, you want to talk storylines. The Atlanta Reign have a hell of a storyline going on here. Like, every team's got one. it's just interesting to see where the peaks and valleys are for each of them, where they match up, where they clash. Because the Houston Outlaws are also peaking, but man, if the Atlanta Reign aren't terrifying right now. Like, it's going to take a meta shift to see if things change. And who knows if they will, even with a meta shift.
I think as Giga Derek follows Overwatch says competitive anime on competitive anime.
Oh, absolutely. That is why the joke is Overwatch League is an anime. That's a joke the casters started making in season 2. It became a whole thing about who's writing these scripts, what are we doing, what are the matchups? Because season 2 saw, we're going to do a little history lesson here, little baby history lesson. Season 2 gave us the Vancouver Titans, which was, they were one of the, I want to say six or 8 teams added in season 2. And they were one of the only teams to pick up a full contenders roster, to sign everyone on the roster and keep them together. And the roster that they signed was a team called Runaway. Runaway was very much one of those, came with a huge, very dedicated fan base. They cared a lot about their fans. They were a team that was more like family. Like, Runaway had a ton of heart to it and the skill to back it up. Season 2 was also the era of GOATs, which was our triple tank, triple support era, which put all of your DPS in what they were calling brig jail. It was a rough time to be a fan if you were not big into GOATs, because that was all anyone was playing, because that was the strongest meta. The Vancouver Titans were untouchable for most of that season. And it was that Runaway team that already knew what to do, already worked together really well, and then had this meta that worked extremely well to their strengths. So everyone thought that season 2 was going to be just, well, a runaway season, as it were, for the Vancouver Titans. It was also a very strong season for the San Francisco Shock. They'd picked up Super in season 1, but he was too young to play. He was 17 at the time. They kept him on the bench until he turned 18 in season 2 and then ran him. He is an incredible Reinhardt. He's kind of terrifying. And that was part of what GOATs used. You needed very strong tank play, very strong Rein play. And that was Super. That was Moth on support. That was, God, who were our, we didn't have proper, I'm pulling a lineup from 4 seasons ago.
That's okay.
But it was also, an incredibly strong lineup. And so it was a lot of sitting here and going, okay, this was when all the teams were still in Los Angeles. So we didn't have an NA and APAC divide. Everyone was playing everyone else. And it was, who's the best at this meta? Who's going to do well? When are we going to get the Clash of the Titans here? When are we going to get the San Francisco Shock versus the Vancouver Titans? And we started getting some cracks in the armor when role lock was implemented, and you had to have 2 DPS, 2 support, 2 tanks, when they forcibly broke GOATs, so it wasn't the only meta. And the season ended with a 4-0 victory for the San Francisco Shock in the finals over the Vancouver Titans, which is consistent with Runaway, who also did a lot of always the bridesmaid, never the bride in their tournaments. So these arcs last for months, last for seasons, last for careers. Talk about how Fearless, who was the winning tank on the Dallas Fuel last year, was also the main tank on season 1 Shanghai Dragons, who did not win a single match the entire season, the 0-32 season, talking about the arc for him. Like, there are stories everywhere in this league. Pick a player, pick a team, pick a coach, pick someone, and there's lore. So, Overwatch League is an anime. We got tournament arcs, we got rivalries, we have brightly colored mascots, we got all sorts of fun stuff.
Nice. Well, I was going to say, other things we got recommendations of stuff you should check out.
I watched the Mid-Season Madness. I didn't do anything new.
You're like, that was it. No, that's
I
cool.
did Mid-Season Madness and Tears of the Kingdom, and that was it.
that is a good thing to get. There we go. Yes. I was making sure I said the name right. I watched it's only 4 episodes, The Witcher Blood Origins Yeah, it's like Blood Origins. Yes, Blood Origin. So it's The Witcher Blood Origin. So if you are a Witcher fan, this is a how Witchers came about. So it is the world of The Witcher, and it is that fantasy action adventure, but it is a completely different time period. So just know that going in. It's only 4 episodes, so it's really good. Also, if you have not checked out the anime Witcher, you need to watch that because it's really good. And that is also a history, and that is Geralt as a child. Small part in it, but it's the people who like raised him and trained him. So if you're a fan of The Witcher, you should watch those accompanying pieces. But yeah, there's some great people in it, and it was I liked it. It's short. Come on. And we're all excited for the next season coming out soon. So you got some time. Also started Marvelous Miss Maisel, the final season of that. If you're a fan of the show, it's still really good. They're doing some things pretty different in this last season. We'll see how it all plays out, but I'm still enjoying it. And I watched, there we go. Citadel, which is action series spy thriller on Amazon. I think that's only 6 episodes as well, another short one. But yeah, if you like action spy thriller stuff, it's a cool one. And yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that's actually a lot. Because shows hours, I'm like, I did get a few things in. Yes.
Again, I've been spending all those hours on Tears of the Kingdom, and it's been
that's great. Yes. Let us know other things that you're watching, reading, consuming media, entertainment wise. Let us know what you are checking out, and let us know if we should check it out, because we like to tell you about the stuff that we are checking out. All right. So that leads us to the end of thank you everybody for tuning in. We will be letting you know what show we'll be covering next. Stay tuned next week. We'll have a show. Be a little bit different, but stay tuned because there might be some cool stuff in store. And in the meanwhile, where can people find you online, Katie?
You can follow me all over the social medias, as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you like reaction videos, analysis videos, all that fun stuff, they live on that YouTube channel. I believe the most recent one is a reaction video to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie trailer, which is a 45-second teaser and a 45-minute video, because I'm a little steeped in the lore and I really do enjoy it. I am also a co-host on Silver Screams. It is a horror YouTube channel that my roommate and I do, and I believe our most recent video there is an in-depth discussion on Evil Dead Rises. That's what it is, the latest Evil Dead movie, which was a trip. It was an entire trip.
Not related to us real quick, but give it a quick shout. Mickey Adair says, not media, but got a job interview tomorrow. Good luck.
Good luck,
You'll be amazing. We believe in you. And you can find me online at Carrie D Lane. That's KARIDLANE across all social media platforms. I just filmed a TikTok dance over the weekend, and I'm going to post that because it was a silly, cute one that I found. It was like a trending song thing that I'm like, that looks fun. And like, that's what you should do. If you like something and find it fun, make it. Don't worry about like, I have to make something. No, do the things that you find fun, because that's where you'll actually enjoy it. And is finding this. Also here on this channel, the couple recent interviews. So make sure you're subscribed to the Fanversation channel. Give this video a thumbs up. You can also follow Fanversation on a few different social media platforms. And follow us on Twitter and TATNB. So that's Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. So we have to do it, and we'll post some pictures of the topics we talked about. And
we also have stuff on there that we don't necessarily cover on the show.
Yes. If we don't get to it, maybe, or more news or resharing, go follow
the supplemental material.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, thank you everybody so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Stay safe out there. Happy Juneteenth.
Yes. Bye.